Yes, welcome back to the Village Inn pub here in Merton in County Durham. Now, people talk very often, don't they, about sending money abroad and the idea that charity should start at home. What I'm about to show you now is, I think, the biggest example of that possibly any of you have ever seen. Take a look at this. Well, this is not a film set. This is 5th Street in Horden in County Durham. Once the beating heart, really, of heavy industry in Britain. Now, sadly, as you can see behind me here, boarded up, boarded up, boarded up. And if you just follow me round here, we are going to speak to Dawn Bellingham, who is actually a Reform UK councillor here. Dawn, thank you very much for joining us today. And let's just walk towards this, because I think our viewers and listeners are going to find this fascinating. We're looking at a fake window and fake door here, aren't we?
Right.
How have we ended up like this here? What's gone on?
Well, it's basically 100 years of labour in Horden, and this is how they, the whole industry, after the pit closed in 1983, this is how everybody left the area, and it was handed over, cheap housing, to absent landlords. A lot of the people that bought these houses when they first went up for sale, Patrick, they had never stepped foot in Horden, so they didn't know anything about the area, they didn't know anything about the community. But they bought the houses and they just renovated, spent very little on them just to get any people in them and just to make money, really.
Just walk with me a bit down here, because some of them are still lived in, most of them clearly are not. You grew up around here.
Yes.
What was this like 20, 30 years ago?
This was a fantastic community. The whole place was kept immaculate. Obviously, men were out down the pit working all day. The women used to come out and scrub the steps every single morning. It was absolutely immaculate down here. We all used to play in these streets. We all used to kick football up and down, play netball and things like that. We all used to have such good fun in these streets. If we weren't in these streets, we were down on the beach.
And Dawn, as we've been walking up and down this boarded up street, I was struck by the location of it, because there is actually a primary school just down there, isn't there? And
yes.
You wanted to make a point about the hope or lack of for the next generation.
Because obviously the children that come to and from that school, they actually have to walk past all of these boarded up houses. Now, what hope does that instill in them? What I would like to do as a Reform councillor, I want to make Horden a place where people want to stay, where businesses want to come, and where we can give people some real hope. And these children, very young as they are, I want them to make sure to be able to look around Horden and to be able to think, well, do you know what? I love this place, just like I did when I was a kid.
Yeah, feel pride in your local area. That's what it's about, isn't it? Feeling pride, feeling a sense of community and trying to get that back. I mean, I had a little look on Rightmove just before we started this interview, and you can buy one of these properties for between £5,000 and £10,000, which is nuts, really, isn't it? So who is living in these properties when they are bought for that amount of money? Who comes in? Who lives in them?
So what you've got is absent landlords. That we've had a lot of problems with that. So people have never really stepped foot in Horden. And what they've done, they've just looked, like you have, you've just looked on the Rightmove, thought, seen a house for £5,000, £10,000, spent very little on it, and just put somebody in there just to get rent. They might be on housing association, so these people live in here, and it could be people that, haven't got jobs and they've been moved into Horden from other parts of the country.
Is that something that's happening then, that people are being moved in here from other parts of the country?
That's what's happening all over County Durham, Patrick. The people are being moved up here. And it's because the houses are so cheap, and so people are buying them, and they're not having any pride in what they're doing to the houses, and the people that are moving in are not really having that much pride about living here. They're not cleaning up after themselves. They're not doing any of the the kids, yes, they all integrate stuff. They go to the local schools, but it's definitely put a bit of a
Well, it's changed the area, hasn't it? It's changed the area, absolutely. Well, look, thank you very, very much, Dawn, for showing us round, and good luck with resurrecting the area. I wish you all the very best.
It's definitely going to look a lot better after the 4 years than it is now. That's for sure.
Good stuff. Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm Bev Turner. Now, it can feel like the money in our bank accounts at the moment does not keep up with the cost of living, and maybe there's a solution. I'm here today with the CEO of TallyMoney, Cameron Parry. Cameron, what is TallyMoney?
Well, Bev, with TallyMoney, you get a current account and a debit card, but instead of pounds, you use milligrams of gold as your everyday money.
So why gold?
Gold traditionally is a great store of value. It has, on average, gone up at over 11% per annum for the last 25 years against the pound. It's tripled in value in the last decade. And in the last 2 years alone, it's increased by 50% against the pound. Banks' savings products just can't compete with that level of growth.
But this isn't just about gold. This is about a currency that you guys have created at TallyMoney. Explain it to me as though I'm an idiot.
So, look, people need to be able to hold their earnings and build their savings in a money that retains its value and remains in their legal control and remains theirs to access, away from government control.
Great. You had me at not exposed to government control.
You should feel safe and happy with your money. You should have peace of mind the more money you see in your bank balance, and that's the type of thing we're trying to deliver, and give people choice in the type of money they get to use every day.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Cameron. Thank you.
You lived here for quite a while, have you?
Yes, 20 to 25 years.
20 to 25 years. And have you seen the area change quite a lot in that time?
Yes, it's always been a problem area. It's been a bit of a dumping ground for people from other places who haven't paid rent, and you know what I mean, or social housing, things like that.
So do you feel like they've moved people in to your area from other areas that have got, you know, various
problems? Yeah, yes.
What's it like to live here, surrounded by things that are boarded up and fake doors and windows?
It's horrible. The council, there are things that look like doors that you can get to board doors up, and things that look like a window. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yes, and so they've done this on the cheap, and they've just boarded it up with hardboard, and they don't have to live here, but we do. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm not like, I wasn't on social housing or anything like that. You know, I had a career in nursing, so why should I live like this?
I feel like you've been a bit let down by this country.
Yeah. Yes. Well, it's a north-south divide, isn't it?
Well, yeah, probably. Yeah, probably, I'm
Yeah.
afraid. But
Yeah.
look, I wish you all the very best. And you're not going to move then? You're going to stay here?
No, we have to move.
You have to move?
Yeah, it's compulsory purchase.
So your house has been compulsory purchased?
It will be, yes.
Will be.
Yes.
And where are they going to move you to? What are you going to do?
I'm waiting for them to find me somewhere. But it doesn't say, so far it hasn't been forthcoming. They've offered me a couple of places, but I've turned them down because to me they weren't suitable.
Do you mind me asking? Sorry, it's a very rude question to ask this, but how old are you?
I'll be 80 this year.
Be 80 this year?
Yeah.
And you're going to probably be forcefully moved out of here and sent,
stock and barrel, yes.
and sent somewhere you don't know?
Yeah, yeah,
I think that's disgusting.
yeah, yeah. But they don't care. The council don't care. They don't care. They haven't got the money to do any repairs or make the place look nice, but they've got money to buy a private box at Sunderland Football Ground.
Well, have you ever seen anything quite like that? Just come with me, because there is a familiar face here that GB News viewers and listeners will recognise, but he's also, crucially, a bloke who really can do something about this, I think. Darren, how are you?
I'm very well, Patrick. How are you?
I'm very well. It's
Good.
lovely to see you, mate.
Too.
Doing your usual thing, propping up the bar.
I am, indeed, yeah.
Look, tell me a bit about what you can do to sort out what has been decades, really, of decline and deprivation in some of these areas now.
You know, this obviously used to be staunch Labour. Now, Now, what we see there is the ripping out of industrialisation from our communities. Last week in the full council, we actually passed a motion to bring back industrialisation to County Durham.
What does that mean, mate?
Now,
What does it mean?
that would mean bringing in areas like geothermal mining. That would mean bringing back jobs where men actually are proud of what they do with their hands. What we have right now is the bigotry of low expectations, where people are told they should live a life on benefits. That's not what we want for our communities. The brass, I saw on one of the pictures of the doors that you were stood next to, the brass had been removed from one of the actual doors because people sell that brass on. That's how skint people are around here, right? There is a poverty of what people believe they can actually do with their lives. We need to bring back those jobs. We need to bring back industry. We need to bring energy bills affordable for one. That would be a massive benefit to NSK in Peterlee being able to stay in areas like that. Good men losing their jobs, Patrick. This is what actually puts them on a cycle, a life of benefits. And that isn't something that I actually wake up on a morning, get myself up and get in politics for.
A lot of people, Darren, are saying that really net zero has had everything to do with this.
I agree entirely.
And Thatcher,
to be honest, I think actually it was a mistake to go as hard and fast as we did in de-industrialisation, telling people that areas like this will just create new industries, new jobs. It hasn't happened, Patrick. Now Reform, though, are coming in and saying we do actually want to bring back those kinds of jobs and industries, and people, it resonates with them. I'll tell you, when we passed that motion last week, the Labour Party in Durham County Council abstained. They didn't vote for it, they didn't vote against it. They're net zero in tooth and claw now, and they've betrayed the very voters and communities that they once represented. You'll remember coal not dole, right? They were the slogans of the Labour Party of old. Now, actually, it's net zero poverty and immiseration. That's not what I get up and actually campaign for every single day.
All right, well, Darren, look, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure to see you this evening as well. We're going to go back to the studio now, because I know that people are going to want to pick the bones out of that one, really. Is it as easy as opening the pits? Is it as easy as doing more drill, baby, drill in the North Sea or the sea off the coast here? See what you have to say back at the studio.
Thanks, Patrick. Yeah, great to see Darren there, of course. But listen, we're going to get into this debate very, very shortly. I'm just going to read this response here. Tony Hanson, Durham County Council's Corporate Director for Regeneration, Economy and Growth, said this: due to a legal challenge to our planning consent, we cannot comment in detail, but we want to deliver new housing in Horden by working with residents. This includes seeking to buy their properties through negotiation, compensating them and offering them support in finding new homes. Use of compulsory purchase powers would always be a last resort. The resident in question has accepted our valuation of her property, but has declined a number of potential new homes. Nevertheless, we will continue to support her as best we can. We recognise Horden is not without its challenges, like a lot of places up and down the country, but we deliver various services in the community, including work to improve the appearance of the numbered streets. Our Horden Together team also runs various activities for local residents. All right, listen.